Here's what's gonna happen.
Natasha, don't slouch.
I'm not slouching.
You're going to get a back hunch.
Listen to your mother.
Oh my God, this.
Up.
All right, enough, all of you.
I didn't say anything. That's not fair.
All right, so let's just dive right into the shits. We all saw Black Widow.
Yep.
I think we were all pretty much on the same level of wanting to see it. So we kind of had a consensus on reviewing it after watching it. So I'll start real quick and just say that I really enjoyed it. I'll just keep it simple and say that. I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed
Not really, just enjoy.
I thought it was okay. It was watchable. I didn't fall asleep on it. So yeah, it was enjoyable. What?
Whatever he's sitting.
He said, Lamar.
We'll get to that though, but you liked it. Okay, Lamar.
I really liked it, even though I fell asleep. It wasn't a fall asleep because I didn't like it thing. It was a fall asleep because of the soothing voice of of what's the sister's name?
What was her name?
Her real name is Florence Pugh or whatever it is, but in the movie it's Vilana something Russian.
Yeah, we'll go with the Russian lady.
Yeah.
But her voice was soothing, so when they had this sitting down scene talking, I just started dozing. And then I realized, like, if I doze during the movie, I have to, like, nap for at least 10, 15 minutes, and then I'll be good. Because I fell asleep. I was fighting for a while, and I fell asleep. Then I woke up, like, 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, then I was good.
Yeah. I've been there. With the Mummy. I fell asleep, and then I woke up. Yeah, I think I fell asleep, like I said, 15 minutes after the movie started, and then woke up and watched the rest. So,
but you didn't like the Mummy, right?
No, I didn't like the Mummy because whatever I missed, I've gone back to watch, and it didn't even help the movie out, so it sucks. So, whoever's out there watching this, Kenny, I did not fall asleep throughout the whole movie. That's just a funny story of me falling asleep throughout the whole movie and saying it sucked. I get it. How can you say movies suck when you fall asleep? I fell asleep 15 minutes in it and woke up, and that movie sucked. But this movie, I enjoyed a whole lot more than the Mummy.
And you stayed awake throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
And it's a 2.5 hour long movie, right? It's a long movie, so
it's entertaining. I like Scarlett Johansson. There's a couple of things that I wasn't the biggest fan about. Like I thought they could improve on, but like I said, overall, it was a cool movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just kind of going from the beginning of it, what did you think about the opening music, the rendition of "Smells Like Teen Spirit"?
I thought that was a cool opening.
I thought it fit well with the visuals they were giving us.
Yeah.
I think that shit was hella clean. Like hell of clean. Like just the way they did it. Like I said, I was supposed to act like Tasha. I didn't tell Tasha this already, but I liked how it looked like a real documentary. It looked like the girls were like really going through this shit. The way they filmed it, and then they had the music playing, so you feel bad for them. Like that, the way they did that shit was hella clean to me.
And like I was saying, because I told this to Lamar, it was cool that they did that and just gave you like everything without telling it in the movie. Like it kind of gave you a full montage of all of the stuff that kind of happened after, of course, because it was after we saw them as a family and then them take off, right? And then it was the credits with the montage of stuff. So I like that they gave it to us all right there and then just proceeded with the movie after that. So.
They kind of leave you like, because she's saying like, I don't want to go back. And then she's like, no, she's too young. I don't want her to go there. And then they kind of go into the thing because you're like, what the fuck's going on? Because like the dad is like, you could tell he's working with them. It's like, is he turning on them? Is he their real dad? Like you all these fucking questions. And then they go into the shit where they show like, oh no, they're kidnapping girls.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe if you know the backstory, I don't know the backstory of this shit. So
same. So,
yeah. I thought they were a family. Like when I saw the trailer, it seemed like they were a family. And then when the so-called wife, his wife, the mother, was shot and dying, he seemed like, I don't give a fuck about this. I'm gonna go talk to these other people. And not, their kids are like, so I'm kind of like, I was wondering like, so what the hell is he not giving a fuck because I would give a fuck if he was the real dad. It was like, I got business I got to take care of.
Yeah.
And he was like, I think he said something about his suit. Will he get his suit back? Like he was so focused on some kind of suit that we find out about later. But yeah, I don't know the backstory either. I knew that she was like, some stuff had happened to her as a kid, like because they touched on that in one of the Avengers movies. But for a while through this movie, I really thought that was her sister.
Yeah.
So
I thought through the whole movie pretty much up until, well, the funny thing is the part I fell asleep on is the part where they said we're not really sisters. So when I woke up, I'm still like, this is still their parents.
You didn't know that it was all explained.
Through the entire movie, I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that was so. Josh, you're more familiar with Marvel and all that kind of stuff. So you didn't even know the backstory?
Nah, like all I know is that Black Widow was supposed to be like works for what's called Shield or Nick Fury, as an assassin, but also like has her own agenda. So I'm more familiar with like a TV show where you would be like, oh, is she on the Avengers side? Is she on the bad guy side? So she was a little bit more mysterious in the TV shows. That's where I know her from. But in the movie, they don't really do that too much. In the other movies I've seen her in, you kind of just, okay, yeah, she's with the Avengers,
right?
Fully, yeah,
she's badass.
Yeah. But in this one, I thought they were going to show her where she was raised and how she learned how to fight, because they made a big deal of that in Avengers: Age of Ultron, where like there's some messed up stuff going on. They showed like clips of it, so I thought it would have been cool to show a little bit of that. But it is cool that it takes more of that. Yeah. Like, because I'm still kind of like, okay, I get where like she came from somewhere messed up where they teach her to be like a trained assassin. But was it? Here's a question I have: the main guy she was looking for throughout the whole movie, was that the person that raised her to become the assassin she is today?
I think he is, because remember when she came in there dressed as her mom, and he was like, I can always tell my daughters I raised, and then he took the mask off of her. So it was like he trained all of them to do this shit.
Or did he train them, or did he just run everything and then had people do?
Well, yeah. When I say train them, I mean he probably had a staff that trained them, but it was like under his command.
Yeah. He's the leader of the organization.
Yeah, that's kind of what I took it as. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, in Age of Ultron, they did touch on, because she mentions about not being able to have kids, and they said that in this movie too, that they were they had hysterectomies. Because the sister, she went into a whole detail about how they went up there, she got the uterus. She was like, and I was about to start on fallopian tubes. So as kids, they I forgot what the term is that they use, but yeah, they give them hysterectomy so that way they can't have kids. So they did touch on that in Age of Ultron, and then they brought it up on this. But I was gonna say everybody, if they had a favorite character, I was gonna say mine was the sister, and then after that would be the dad. I thought the sister was really good. I thought she was so funny.
I kind of didn't have a favorite. Like, I like them all as a team. They kind of remind me of like a human version of the Incredibles. Like how everybody can whoop ass.
They all had their
way more dysfunctional, but they still had like that family element, like element about them. I wanted to ask you, Josh, the dad, was he a superhero? Is he supposed to be well known? Like, am I supposed to know who he is?
I have never heard of so-called Red Guardian. I never heard of him. So, I mean, there are a lot of Marvel like characters that like some people aren't familiar with. So, like, let's say they were in like 2 like comics or whatever issues, and they probably like, all right, let's put this character in this movie. So, I'm not too familiar with him, but he probably is a real character, just not well known.
Well, what about the other name she called him? What did the daughter call him when he was like, it's
Crimson? Actually... I think that joke is supposed to be like she called out a villain of Iron Man's, who's a Russian villain.
Oh, okay.
Like, do you remember Iron Man 2? What's his name? Okay. Was that Mickey
Rourke?
Rourke? Yeah,
Rourke's
his name was.
character?
Yeah, like his name was
the one that
Ivan
was
Vanko,
doing the
the jump rope thing.
Because he's Russian. That villain's supposed to be from Russia, but what they did was they changed his what's it called, alter ego, because it's supposed to be Crimson Dynamo or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I think that was the joke, to where she got it confused with the name of a villain that's in Russia. I think that's what it is, because I was like to Kenny, I was like, wait, isn't that supposed to be Iron Man's actual villain from the comics? You know, like. But I do, like I said, I do agree with Tasha. Like, it's the sister and the father, and I do agree with Lamar. Like, everybody, I think the whole family was good in it.
Yeah.
But to me, like, the standout characters were them two.
Yeah,
that I like.
This really surprised me. I've seen her in other stuff, and she's like, oh, she's okay. But she really surprised me in this one. And I thought that her character was going to get on my nerves, but I ended up really liking her. Like, a lot of her jokes, like, they hit. Like, it wasn't like, oh my God, that was corny or that was stupid. Like, all her jokes.
It was her delivery, because it was like she would be so serious, but you would know it's a joke to the end of her saying something.
Yeah.
But I told Katrina, looking at her, Josh, tell me if she reminds you too, the little sister from Game of Thrones. Like, her mannerisms kind of remind me of her. She doesn't look like her at all, but just her.
Blind?
I gotta watch it again, because I'm not sure. Like,
she goes blind. No, she doesn't go blind. She's like an assassin. She's an assassin.
Wasn't there a sister in Game of Thrones that goes blind or something?
There was a brother.
No, like the sister does go blind for a bit. You're talking about like the badass sister, not the little one, the younger sister. Yeah, she does go blind for a bit. She regains her sight.
Yeah, is that the one?
I remember her going blind.
Yeah, she's the one. They cut her hair and they think she's a boy.
Yeah,
in the beginning,
she could do she could do the face changes.
Yeah, but then she went. But before she did the face changes, she did go blind for a bit.
Shit, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, like I forgot what season it was, but I think it's because she killed somebody she wasn't supposed to. Because remember that guy, the Angel of Death, or
the one that was training her.
Yeah. Like who said like you help 3 people escape death, so I can kill 3 people for you because.
Yeah. He was like, anywhere you are, I'll appear there.
Yeah. Like, yeah, she goes blind for a bit, but she regains her sight. But that's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother conversation.
But is that the one we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
it was just something about her. Like, it wasn't how she looked. It was just something about her mannerisms kind of reminded me of her.
Like it's the way she acted. I don't know, because I wasn't really paying attention at the time. So I probably missed it. I just know she's from Midsommar and Little Women. And
that's her, Midsommar, the main girl.
Yeah.
Thank God she got this, because Midsommar was ass.
I'm not gonna hold it against her, because like she did what she could with Midsommar, and
I can't blame her for that.
Did you guys see Fighting with My Family?
Yeah, I heard. I've never seen that, but I know she's in
that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked her in Little Woman, the remake. She's really good in that.
They remade Little Woman.
Yeah. Like I said, she's done some things, but she didn't really like stand out. So it was like, oh, okay, I know who she is. She's in this movie. But in this one, like I said, she really surprised me. Like when she was teasing her about why do you always
the drop.
Yeah.
And then she did it. I was fucking dying.
That whole thing was funny. And then when she dropped out of the helicopter and did it, and she was just like, oh my God.
Yeah. No, she was funny as hell. The dad gave me the most laughs, though. It was just something about the way he was talking. Like when he was arm wrestling, he was just like an asshole. He said, oh, look at, he thinks he's beating me.
So when he was getting the tattoo on his back, I thought that was Captain America being tattooed on his back. But he was talking shit about Captain America. So I was like, why is he getting Captain America tattooed on his back? And then it took me a minute to realize that it was his persona.
But the funny thing is, his costume kind of looked like a different version of Captain America's. Yeah. So maybe we're gonna learn more about this guy. Maybe he's from a Captain America comic or something.
Wasn't he saying something about teaming up with him, or he was asking Black Widow about he was like asking her, did Captain America like say anything about him, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was like,
because like it's because he's supposed to be the Russian version of Captain America. So
okay,
I took it as is like he's saying like, oh, what's he doing? Like it seemed like he wanted to know if Captain America was worried about him being the better version.
So he's more like I don't want to say fan. It's more like I'm the Captain America over here, so we should be on the same level type shit. Because he was amazingly strong for no fucking reason. Like he was hella strong.
So he's Captain Russia.
Yeah.
Well, because I think he's like the first Russian soldier to try the super soldier serum that made Captain America.
Okay, yeah.
So
he's so strong.
Yeah. Like maybe he's not a villain of Captain America, but he's just like, hey, does Captain America think I'm gonna take over his status?
Like they were with each other, and he was like asking him, like, so does he talk about me about that time? That's what I took.
Yeah. I mean, probably a little bit, but like you know how like certain people compare like themselves to like
that's what I mean. Like I can't give no examples, but it's like you feel like you're on the same level, and I should be getting the credit too.
Yeah. Because I know in James Bond they kind of did that. I don't know if that was what they're trying to go through, where they had like a Russian version of James Bond who was just as like talented as him. So I think that seemed like it was a throwback to the spy movies where they had the American version and the Russian version of like an agent.
So do you think after this movie we will see him again?
I'd be cool with it if they had his own like spinoff. No. I don't
mean a spinoff. I mean like, just see him again. Like he'll pop up in something else.
Maybe in the Hawkeye movie or show that's coming.
Yeah.
From the end credit. So it's a series that's supposed to be happening. It's not a movie, it's a series, kind of like the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Okay. So after that, because we sat in the theaters and we were waiting, and then when they showed it, it sounded like the audience was just like, "What the fuck? Like we don't care." So,
like we waited.
So when I got home, I asked Jada because she really watches all of that, and she was like, "Yes, I do care." And I was like, "Oh, I guess some people do." But in that theater,
I like when I saw like the big deal of like her saying this is the person that killed Black Widow. I'm like, no. And that's the person that tried to help. I guess they're trying to do this is what Kenny told me. They're trying to do a Dark Avenger show or movie or whatever. So it seems like they're collecting.
So they're anti Avengers, or they're like the bad version of the good guys?
I think a little bit of both.
Oh, yeah.
Like because in what's it called, Winter Soldier and Falcon, there was this one girl that was like hiring what's his name, this guy, the U.S. agent who's supposed to be a more messed up version of Captain America.
It was the same lady, right?
Yeah. She was from Seinfeld, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Yeah. So, but the way that they set it up, like they made it hell dramatic, like this is the person responsible for the death of her. And I was kind of like, nah. All he had to say is, I tried to pull her up and she let go. Don't blame that shit on me.
I mean, but even then, nobody cares about him. Like, no, he's not the character to get excited for. When she showed the picture, I was like so?
I mean, there are some, like, I know there are some people that do like Hawkeye, but yeah, I'm kind of one of those people like, all right, that's cool, I guess. But I wasn't like, oh snap, what are they gonna do?
It was very like anticlimactic in the theater. Like nobody reacted. It was just like quiet. Everybody just walked out. It was like, but she's probably spinning that to get her mad. Like, he killed your sister, when in fact we all know what happened. So, but it was probably just a lure to get her to become this dark Avenger killer or something. I don't know, but I don't think I would watch it. But
I mean, if it's on Disney Plus for free, I'll say this. I mean, tell you the truth, I would not pay any Disney Plus movie $30. There's nothing I've seen that I would pay $30 for.
Well, I haven't watched any of the series. That's what I was saying with the Hawkeye one. I won't be watching it because I'm not that invested in watching it. But
I mean, I wanted to like say forget Loki, but I'm glad I didn't because I really enjoyed it.
Loki is dragging these goddamn episodes along.
Really? I like more than all the other like
the situation.
WandaVision.
No, okay, so I'll give you the situations in Loki are very interesting, but it's like they take that situation and they drag that shit for good 30 minutes. Like when they the last episode, you watched the last episode with the thing in the sky.
For, the last 2 episodes of the air, so I can watch them back to back.
Okay, then I won't say anything. But it just seems like there's a lot of dialogue a lot of unnecessary dialogue wrapped around these situations. Like it'll be like something that's hella interesting. Like, oh man, what are they gonna do with this? And then there's a bunch of back and forth conversation that has nothing to do with nothing.
I'm gonna have to check it out because.
Oh, you've already checked it out. They've done it for like 4 episodes. For the 4 episodes you've seen,
I like the whole thing of like Loki and the girl version of Loki going back and forth, or him going back and forth with Owen Wilson's character. I really enjoyed.
So you enjoyed the salad scene.
The what?
When he's explaining to him with his salad.
The whole thing about why the person's hiding out in certain places.
Yes.
And can't find them. Yeah, because I like what they're talking about. And
that's what I mean. I liked it. It was interesting what he said, but he took the salad, then he's pouring this in it, pouring this in it, then he's pouring milk in it, then he's stirring it up. And the whole time he's like, it's my lunch. I'm going to eat that. I was really going to eat that. That's my lunch. I was like, oh my God, we got the point. Move on.
Hey, it makes sense. I've done that too. I've done that where I was like trying to get the nearest thing and explain it. And tell you the truth, I didn't think I was gonna like Owen Wilson in this show because I do not care for Owen Wilson.
Hey, I like Owen Wilson. You gotta stop slandering these people, man.
No. Okay, it's one to say like they're entertaining, but to say stuff like Nicolas Cage is a good actor,
great actor.
Nah.
Well, according to whatever that was that happened before the movie started, he's a national treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when they said that, all I could think about it. I was like, that's probably Lamar's favorite part of the movie.
Yeah. When I said it, I was like, damn right. And I can feel Tasha's eyes burning inside of my
Okay, so back to the movie. When she's in her trailer and she realizes she needs gas and she leaves and she goes to pull out and then she gets sideswiped or whatever.
That caught me.
Yeah, that made me go like this. But the masked character that came out. So from the beginning, when the dad was talking about getting his suit, when we see the person with the mask, I thought that was the dad character. And I was like, oh, they trained in the same place because they were fighting exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we saw the dad, I was like, okay, it's not him. So I didn't know where they were going with that. Did you guys have any ideas or any thoughts on who that might have been when we first saw them?
The mask character? You mean the main villain of the movie?
Yeah. So the one that ran into her and all of that shit.
And was going after the vials.
Yeah. No, I knew who that was because I know who that character is from the comics. Okay. And so that was supposed to be Taskmaster. Okay, which there's a lot of people who were like disappointed with the character. I not because of like the gender swap they did. Everybody, because I was watching it, I was like, okay, Taskmaster's supposed to be a man, but the way that they were built and the way that they were walking.
Somebody said that. Was that Tasha? Was that you who said it? You was like, it was a man in that suit. Was that you who said it?
No, that might have been Katrina.
Yeah. So I think it was her. She said it was a man in that suit.
I was like, I think that's a woman in that suit. Like,
oh no, the way that they were walking, I was like, oh, that's a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I for some reason I thought it was a woman, and it surprised. I was like, nah, I'm tripping. And it was.
Yeah. Okay. So you knew the character, but they switched it because they made it a daughter. Was it a son?
Yeah. Like it's supposed to be like this guy who, of course, started for nothing, and then he had this photographic memory of how he was like, how he sees how Spider-Man fights, whatever. Like if you watch the movie, like he has moves like Captain America, and at the beginning They show him looking at certain moves.
Right.
But I don't know, like it. Me and Kitty were talking about this to where like that whole mask thing kind of like helps him or her, you know.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Movements.
It's like she fights somebody and then she learns their moves as she's fighting them. That's why like it was a point where she like she even stood like Black Widow, like I'm about to do all of your moves against you. And he kind of explained it later on. He was like she can learn all the moves on the spot.
Yeah,
I think it made sense. So I didn't know it was supposed to be a dude. So I think it made sense for the story for it to be his daughter.
Yeah, I just like here's what I agree with. Some fans were saying like they didn't really use them as much. Like I thought maybe they could have done a little bit more with the character. So that was the only like gripe I have, because I thought she looked cool in the suit,
right?
And I thought the couple fight scenes were cool, but it's like
it wasn't enough.
I feel like that was for a reason. I feel like all of that is set up to bring them back. That's why I was asking about the dad, because it seems like they'll give you enough, but then it's like, okay, later on we can bring them back because I've already introduced them. Because he said that's my daughter, and then that was kind of like the end of that conversation about her.
Yeah. Well, it's getting all right. Did anybody see Iron Man 3?
Yeah, but I don't really remember.
I don't know these movies by the name of them. Like
it's getting the same backlash of like how they change a character, like what it's supposed to be. So now Marvel's kind of like, retracing it, like trying to like, okay, no, we were joking. That wasn't the actual villain. This is the actual villain in this other movie. So I'm wondering if Marvel's gonna, if they're gonna be like, oh, we're getting backlash for what we did with this character, so maybe we should change it and make the actual character. Like,
so was the character in the movie being the guy's daughter who was blown up by Natasha?
Yeah.
Is that the comic book storyline? So that was all changed.
That was all for the movie.
Yeah, that's what I said. You could tell they kind of made that because even using the little girl to take the bomb in there and blowing up all of that, it's like they're making it connect.
Yeah, but like it makes sense. But I've seen it done so many times. Like, oh, you thought this person was dead, and then bring them back. that was the issue I had with it, because I was kind of like, all right, instead of like having this guy that's like, I know every move, I'm gonna use it against you, I'm gonna do all this stuff. I was like, that's cool. That's a cool villain. I was down for that to be Black Widow. Two assassins going head and head with each other, because he's a person that likes doing that. But then you got that whole thing of like somebody who thinks dead comes back, is kind of like a zombie or programmed to be an assassin. I was kind of like, I've seen it before. Like it makes sense within the story. Right. But like I said, I just wasn't a big fan of that choice. Even if like you could change it to a woman and have her be like this person that just loves copying people's moves and attacking people. Like that I'm cool either way. Just make it like it is in the comics.
Right. Don't use that character then. Like if you're gonna do that, just make a whole new character. Don't.
That too. Yeah. Just make up an original character. But then again, people are like, who the fuck is this? You're not gonna get excited for it. But like some people, like I just learned who Taskmaster was, like playing video games or watching certain shows. Like, man, this dude's kind of badass.
Yeah.
I can't remember shit. This dude can remember all your fighting moves.
Could the guy have possibly like been like, I hired him to do my work, or he owes instead of making it his daughter, it could have just been like a hired hand type of thing.
Yeah, like, hey, I have a problem. Can you take care of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On retainer.
yeah.
Because was the whole story about her blowing up the girl in anything else, or was that just for this movie? Do you remember?
I don't remember. Like, this movie, I was kind of like, oh, she killed her. Damn, that's kind of fucked up. But like that, I mean, that one made more sense to like, I guess, what the character Black Widow is supposed to be about.
Yeah.
So this one, I don't know. Like, I was gonna ask you, did you guys feel like they explained some things from her past that were mysterious? Like, oh shit, were you shocked at like where she was, where she grew up at?
Not too much, because like I said, I kind of knew from Age of Ultron, like it kind of gave you a peek into her background from when she was younger. But the blowing up the building and the little girl being inside did shock me, because didn't she give the go ahead knowing the little girl was in there?
Yeah.
So like that was kind of like, well, fuck, that kind of shocked me.
Yeah.
But then knowing how she was trained, I mean, it was, shouldn't have been a shock.
I mean, I think that's where I was kind of like, okay, I get it, but like they showed us a couple of scenes where it's like, damn, she had to go through this shit. Like I thought they were gonna show her be like through some fucked up shit, which I know she has. But like
I think it was crazy how they showed, like, even in the montage in the beginning, how they were using like real shit, like they did this actually. It wasn't an accident. Like you see him shaking the president's hand, he's like everywhere, and then they're like assassins on the low, like hired assassins, I guess, to do the shit.
Yeah,
I thought that shit was crazy as fuck.
Yeah, I think maybe I was expecting like an origin story, but I kind of understand why they don't want to do origin stories.
I don't think so. I don't think we needed that. Like I think that montage was enough. Like it was fucked up, but we don't need to see them getting tortured, being forced to do this, forced to do that. Especially little girls. Like you don't want to see that shit. But but them showing just them showing with the music playing, like showing like it was fucked up, and now they're here. Yeah. I think that I kind of feel like that was because it shows them being normal, and then it shows them being fucked up. I do have a question about that though. How the fuck is her accent so strong? She was American first, and then she has this straight Russian. I'm just now learning English accent.
I thought they were originally Russian,
but the little sister sounds like she never spoke English in her life. But in the beginning, she was like, okay, so Black Widow knew where she came from. The little girl was like, this is my life. I'm American.
Yeah. Well, what's her name? Black Widow, as a kid, she knew that wasn't. I thought she would have known that this wasn't her real parents. Like,
no, she did. She did.
Yeah.
She did.
Because remember at the dinner table, she was like, was it real? And then the younger sister was like, it was real to me. I was really young. I didn't know any better. So
yeah, but what's her name knew about it. She was just doing that for her daughter.
So her not having an accent makes sense. But the little girl has the strongest of accents. Like I said, it's like she never spoke English.
But yeah, I don't understand. But like, I wonder if like all the years she spent growing up, because she's been in Russia. After that, growing up.
She was little.
But they both were.
No, because I think
Natasha left.
Natasha left. She met up with the Avengers somehow. I forgot how she did.
Oh, okay, yeah. But even then though. Okay, so if you so right now, Lamar is like 10 years old. If we put him in fucking Africa, he'll have somewhat of an accent because that's how they talk around them. But he'll still. It won't be as strong as hers was. She had like her accent was like she just learned English.
I don't know. I found her accent kind of slipping every once in a while, so maybe that's the whole thing.
the British started to kind of creep in a little bit.
But I was just like, how's it that strong? Like the adults, they were acting. They were acting for America. Black Widow, like you guys said, she left early. But this little girl was like basically American her whole life. Because remember, she was like, I thought that was. She said she didn't have an accent when she was a little kid.
Neither,
not her,
right?
But like she wasn't in Russia her whole life. I mean, she wasn't in America her whole life. It was Russia. Like
I started off in
America.
Russia.
Yeah, America. She was like, I forgot how old she was, but it was like only 3 years.
I think
she was. So you telling me she was 3 years old?
Was
no.
Years that
I'm
they
just
were
saying,
in America?
like, I think maybe 6 or something. I don't know, because she still was really young, and they said they were there for like 3 years.
2 or 3.
So I'm wondering, like, yeah, she looked like she was at least like maybe 5 or 6.
So so was she faking the accent too? She was faking the American accent when she was little?
I can't remember if they both the kids had American accents, right?
Yeah. But I felt like in Black Widow's case, she was putting on a show, like the dad and the mom, like to blend in. It's kind of like an undercover thing. But it seemed like the little girl didn't know anything about anything. Because remember, she was like, I thought you were my real dad. She thought they were her real parents. She's like, this is my life for real.
Yeah. Well, you figure she's so young, and if they were there for a few years, she probably started talking around the time she was in America. So she would have that. And then the family are talking in American accent. So of course that's kind of
Right.
what emulate. But then bulk of her life is in Russia, growing up from after being 6 years old.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But the accent to be that strong is what I'm saying. Like it was, like I said, it was like she was more Russian than a Russian.
Why are you complaining? You know you like her accent.
Yeah. I mean, we really want to get into like deep conversation.
No, I'm not.
We can talk about.
It's not it's not a complaint. It's just something I caught. Like why is it so strong? Yeah. So it's not a complaint. But it's like why wouldn't they just talk with the Russian accent when she was a kid, I guess? Or I don't know how to explain it. Like she would have somewhat of an accent because she did grow up in Russia, but it was just like full on. Like I said, I can barely speak English. You know what I mean? Like did you forget all the words or you know what I mean? It was as if she was talking as if they were still speaking in Russian while she was training. Or they were still speaking in English, but they were using Russian accents while they were training.
It's probably just a character thing.
Yeah, also, they brainwashed her too. So maybe they're like, hey, we don't want her speaking any English. So we have to make her sound like a.
And they all spoke English out there. When they went back to the red room, everybody was speaking English. Nobody spoke Russian.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of like people of color as the assassins.
Yeah.
Kind of like, yeah, I didn't know Russia had a lot of.
Yeah, they got black Russians.
People from Africa, or like, you know,
they gotta be from Africa.
I know, it was like all the people. I was like, damn, that person's, you know, doesn't look like we're gonna hire people of color to be in the movie, have a diverse, you know, cast. They gotta be villains. Hate to spark some controversy.
That was just one thing I caught on to. Like like I said, it wasn't like it bothered me. Like, oh, this is bullshit. It was just something I caught on to. Like, damn, why is it so strong? Like, it was really strong.
One thing I do wish I would have done was read up on the timeline before we watched the movie, because I looked up the timeline after, and I think I would have been able to be more like, I would have been able to place the movie better had I known where it took place. So apparently it takes place after Civil War and before Black Panther.
That's the movie's fault, I'll say. Because if nobody's seen Civil War, I mean, yeah, they make these movies for Marvel fans, like we've seen everything and our, you know, but let's say if you're an average moviegoer or average Marvel fan, it's up to the movie to like tell you what time the events take place in, you know what I mean? Because, you know, like, let's say back in the day, I always say this, back in the day, if you couldn't go online, you know, right away, and you couldn't figure out like when the events take place, then, you know, because I mean, I read it up and I was like, okay, cool. Well, let me see what the movie has to offer. And like, I remember all they do is have the guy from Civil War come out and chase her. And I'm all like, that's not really a good description on. Yeah.
Which guy from Civil War?
What's it called? Remember the guy that,
the one that had the cane.
No, wait. The guy who's like, you know, we got to sign the Sokovia Accords to. He was the guy that brought up the agreements. Remember how they had to sign and say,
"Yeah, he had a cane." He was walking with the cane.
The guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
He had a cane in that movie.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it again.
So the only
anyway, that guy, yeah. He was in this, and he's all, you assaulted. What's it called? The King of Wakanda.
Right, I did hear.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Like, I was trying to place what that meant, because I was like, when was she ever in any kind of situation where they would have thought she assaulted the King of Wakanda?
But I think that's where they just connected it, because I think they just forced it. She was the one who blew it up, and they forced the daughter in that scene, like, and you blew up with my daughter in the scene.
Okay, I know she did say something about everybody was fighting.
Yeah.
I think that was another thing that was supposed to let us know when things were happening. But like I said, I just couldn't place anything. I was like, when were they fighting?
But
I really didn't know.
You could easily miss that. I thought they should have like showed you, like, I don't know, did they even show you the events of the year, or like?
I think they said 2016.
I don't remember
they
that.
Did say 2016.
I don't know.
Or maybe that's just what I read, and I'm thinking they said that in the movie. So I don't know.
I'm trying to think if they did,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
But like a couple things were said, and then like at the end, she's got the short blonde hair, so that lets you know like that's gonna take place before, which one is the Infinity War? But
yeah,
if they would have said more things or like shown you like images or something like that, like say like with Black Panther in the beginning, it shows news footage of when the king was blown up. So it's like, okay, so this happened and now this is where we are.
Yeah.
So something more like that would have been, instead of using characters or like just statements, because sometimes you don't.
Yeah. No, well, yeah, that's what I would agree with. I would say that'd be better, be more visual for people who, like I said, don't pay attention to that, who are not familiar with that.
Like me.
Was that?
Yeah, like me.
It's like I said, it's the directors, like I was saying, if you have never seen, go back to Cobra Kai. If you've never seen any of those movies, they go with flashbacks and show you who's who, why this is important.
Like blend it in. You don't have to focus on it, but blend it in.
Yeah. But
previously,
I was saying, like, that's what the director needs to do.
No, but they don't even do it like that on Cobra Kai. It's like they'll be telling a story, or it'd be like a flashback, and then you kind of see what happened. So it's nice how they blend it in. We don't need to see a whole chunk of the movie to understand it.
Yeah.
You just see
like, oh, okay, this is what's going on.
Yeah. So yeah, like you said, Tosh, would like just show a movie clip or something, that would be a whole lot better. Because even if I read what was going on, and watching it, I still was kind of like, it feels kind of sloppy how they did it. Of course, I understood because I already I looked it up and I seen those movies. But if I was just like, let's say, an average moviegoer and watched it, like, what the fuck is going on? Because like,
I think an average moviegoer wouldn't even trip off of that, because if they're just an average moviegoer, they're not going because of all the other Marvel movies. They're going for the movie.
Yeah.
So like I would say I wouldn't call myself an average Marvel moviegoer. I'm not an expert either, so I'm kind of in between. So I would have needed something more to let me know.
Right, because by the end, because Tasha said it right at the end, like, where does this take place? But I was kind of like, I really don't give a shit where it takes.
I don't care.
I'm here to watch the movie. I don't even fuck with it. Like the timeline, the timeline is not as. I'll ask because Jada knows all about this shit, so I'll just ask every now and then. But for the most part, I don't give a shit as long as it's a good movie.
Yeah, and I will say, even though, like I said, I wish I would have known before I watched the movie, it didn't take away from it. I still really enjoyed the movie. So it didn't take anything away from it at all. So
I feel like my bad, Josh. What you about to say? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was like, we all know her fate, so it wasn't as exciting to see her like, oh, is she gonna survive this? Like, she is. But
okay, so that's funny because that's what I was about to bring that up. So I think the setup is going to be to bring her back. I think the setup, especially with the way Loki's going, is going to be to bring her back.
I mean, they could.
I think they're going to. I think they're going to bring back everybody, but maybe Iron Man.
No, they'll bring him back eventually, because here's what people do. They complain about not killing off somebody, and then when they do, oh, I miss Iron Man. And shut the fuck up about, Marvel doesn't take any chances. They don't want to, because people like these characters so much that there's no reason to kill them if you keep on coming back to see them over and over. How many times they killed Jason? They fucking killed Superman. He comes back.
These creators need to stop letting these fans bully them.
The difference is, I think they'll be more creative, because like if you kill Jason, then all of a sudden they make up some stupid ass storyline to why he came back. But I think with Loki, they'll go back in the past. They'll go back in the past and figure out.
I think the reason why I like that, because in what's it called, Endgame, that's how Loki escapes, and they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So when the way Loki started, it's kind of like, so in Endgame when he disappeared, that was kind of it. They don't.
Yeah, and so I was kind of like, that kind of bothered me. Like, where the fuck is he going?
Right.
I thought that was gonna mess up the past, because he's gone, and obviously he probably would try to take over the world again. So when this show came out, it kind of helped me appreciate what they did in Endgame. It's like they had an idea of like, okay, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
Because the Loki gets away, and the time people come and get him. So I think they had an idea of where to go, because it made sense. WandaVision, I thought they just said, "Hey, we're just going to do this, and let's see where it ends up."
Yeah.
WandaVision was a good show, man.
It took a long time to be a decent show. I think by like
3 episodes.
No. It took longer than that. Like, I just wasn't the biggest fan. Like I said, I respect the idea they had. I just didn't care for the show as a whole.
But I feel like they're gonna figure out a way to bring Black Widow back, and there's gonna be a point where she has to go against her sister.
Or what if they're trying to pass the torch to her little sister?
I think they are for the moment, but that's why I say they're gonna bring everybody back, because that lady. I think that lady is, like you said, Josh. I think she's like the bad version of what Samuel L. Jackson is.
Yeah, it's weird. Like they made it seem like she was kind of like an anti-hero at the end of Winter Soldier and the Falcon,
and in this.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. Maybe like if they do a show and they do it good, like if they explain what she's trying to do, that'd be cool. But I don't know who that character is. I
think the way they're doing it is perfect, because we don't know who the fuck she is. Like I said, for somebody like me who doesn't know the timeline, I'm not invested. But when I see her pop up, I'm kind of like, who the fuck is that? And when I ask Jada, she's like, I don't know. But she's like all the way into it. But it's like the way she's not full out coming out as like this evil person, but you see the little fucked up shit she does. Like you get a bad vibe every time she comes in. Like you get this vibe like, what the fuck are you up to? So I like how they're playing off of that. So I think it's going to come to a point where, like you said, like the bad version of Avengers and the good version. So I think it's going to be a showdown like that. I think Captain America is going to come back to fight the bad Captain America, unless they fucking let fucking Papa Doc be Captain America.
He's going to be the new Captain America.
Okay, so he's going to be against him. They're going to bring Black Widow back to be against her. It's going to be a big jumbo fucked up thing, because I think they have to bring Black Widow back. It's not going to, people love her too much, and she didn't have as much shine. Like, you give her the shine after she's dead, that doesn't work. You have to bring her back.
Well, I think in other movies, like we were just saying, like in other movies, she's been in there ever since Iron Man 2, and she was like, for the longest time, the only female Avenger right there. So
yeah, but the focus is never like she was there.
Do you think that she had the time to shine in this movie, or was it not enough?
I think she had time to shine in this one. I think, like I said, because she's always been loved. Like, people love her, but it's like you don't know her. And then you get to know her after she's dead, like that.
I feel like she was like, there was nothing really except for the part where she killed her. What's it called? Killed the little kid. There were some things I kind of wish they kind of explored for her background, because I know
it was enough. I just feel like
a little bit more.
You wanted something more specific to her and not just a general of what was happening to the girl.
Yeah,
in that situation.
Because if this is going to be like, let's say this is the last movie of Black Widow, give us something like, oh, that's where she's from, like to send her off. If it was like, I mean, I know we say they might bring her back, but I don't know when or what they decide to do. But like, have her a movie where it's about her. Yeah, not the situation, or like the family was cool, but I was like, shit, I want a little bit more know about Black Widow in a Black Widow film.
I feel like, because I feel like what you're saying. So you want the story like kind of like they did Wonder Woman, where they show her upbringing.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, but I feel like they did enough with the montage to where it's like you don't want to focus. Okay, so Wonder Woman, she's shown being brought up. It's not crucial. It's not as crucial as it would be if you see Black Widow coming up in these fucking camps. Like, they had them in containers and shit. Just in that montage, you see how fucked up it was. You don't want to focus on that.
I mean, I get what you're saying. For a Marvel film, that's got to be, kid friendly. You can't show this because kids. So I get that, but like I said, it still would have been cool to see, for, like I said, a Black Widow movie about Black Widow, because what she's doing in this movie, she's doing in every other movie I've seen her in. So without any like character background, I get what you're saying.
And it could be because it takes place during the time where she's doing her Black Widow stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you don't even have to show her growing. Like, maybe show her how she became an Avenger or something, or like you don't have to show the torturous part of it. I was wondering like,
so you want to see that transition?
How did she become fuck this place? I'm going to do the good thing. Yeah. That's where I was kind of like, we haven't seen that. We haven't seen how Black Widow became Black Widow. So I was kind of like, I'm just stuck for origin stories. I like.
Well, I get what you're saying, but it's like, like I said, when they play that fucking play that fucking song, it's already a sadness with the way they played the song, and then you see all of the shit they're going through. It's like if they were to make that a movie, it would be rated R. It wouldn't even be
not
Marvel.
I'm talking about
Dark Universe.
It'd
be fucked up.
Being an assassin, but also her story of how she became an Avenger, or like what made her want to go up. So. You don't need to see her as a young girl going through some shit. She can already be like a teenager,
and maybe like touch on like stuff that happened to her as a kid, or like a bad dream or flashbacks and stuff like that, but not focus on what happened to her as a little kid.
Yeah. I mean, if they did that, I would give Marvel a lot more props, but they're not going to, because they're owned by Disney. Disney can't go the fullest with their characters.
I mean, because even when you listen to the sister, when she's talking about the girl, she was like, the ones that didn't pass, he just killed. It's like you can't really make a movie showing these things.
You could. You know what? You could.
That would be fucked up.
If you weren't Marvel owned by Disney, you could do these movies if you weren't Marvel. If you were DC, who probably could have done it.
So you wanted City of God, Black Widow in the City of God.
I'm not asking for all that stuff. I'm just saying, show us, like I said, an origin story of how she became how she was. That's all I'm saying. If it's called Black Widow film, that's all I want.
No, I get what you're saying, because they did like I said, for me, I felt like it was enough. Like I feel like what they touched on was enough. But I get what you're saying. You want to see her come from here to here. Like she's damn near superstar status already, or she's damn near superhero status already in this movie. You want to see her when she's not a superhero, when she's like, I don't trust these motherfuckers. Like even when she joins Marvel, it's like, I don't really trust y'all. You want to see that?
Yeah, like to me, that would have been a more interesting story. Yeah, like we didn't. Yeah, like I say, we don't need it. I get what they were doing with the film, but like, after watching, that's why I'm kind of like, okay, it's okay. But I didn't get, a full-on Black Widow. Like, hey, this is her legacy. This is how she became Black Widow. Like, oh, she went through all this shit and had to do it. But like,
so I wonder if that's because you're more invested than I am. Because it seems like you know way more about these characters than I do. So when I watch it, I'm just like. It's a movie. Like I said, I feel like they touched on enough, but you like, nah, fuck that. Break this shit down. Like,
I mean, I
think it's the investment.
I didn't have the exact movie planned out in my head. I was just kind of like, hey, let's see what I haven't seen before. Because I mean, tell you the truth, I am kind of losing the Marvel hype. Like every time a Marvel movie used to come out, I used to be like, oh snap, I want to see this. It'd be cool if they did this. And I'm kind of just like, all right. If you're gonna show me something that's been done before over and over again, it kind of gets repetitive and a little bit boring after a while. It's kind of like how everybody was complaining about how they had a villain problem. I never knew until somebody said something, because here's what they did. They get good actors. Like this character is written like shit. We get a good actor to play it, and nobody knows.
Like Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. But like I said, overall, it's an okay movie. I just like, to me personally, I probably would have been more interested if they showed like stuff that we haven't seen Black Widow go through.
Right. So I think it's tied to your investment, because like I said, with me, it's kind of like I just watched it. It's like it's just a movie to me. Like I don't care about the timeline. It's like not that I don't care, but it's like I don't want to say I don't care, because I guess it's somewhat important. I guess it's somewhat important.
For you don't care. You just want to watch a good, entertaining movie. So
yeah.
So
and then that's it. It's an entertaining movie. I mean, there's just been so many other entertaining movies that are just a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah, it's like wrestling. It's like wrestling. If you watch wrestling and you like, oh, fucking Sting is fighting Hulk Hogan, it's important because it's NWO, fucking the Wolfpack. But if you just watch wrestling for the fight and you just fucking watch wrestling.
Yeah, because wrestling's not fake. That's the reason why I watch it.
I'm only making a comparison. I'm making a comparison of the care level.
No.
It's like the care level.
So I was gonna say about the end credit, where I thought it was gonna go was because Lamar was like, I think they're gonna bring Black Widow back. So when they showed the end credit and the sister whistled, I thought
she was gonna whistle back.
I know. I was gonna whistle black, and I thought it was gonna go to black, and that was gonna be it. Yeah. That's the end credit I thought it was gonna be, and then it kept going, and a woman came up, and then Hawkeye. So
it was like,
there are some people that do really, really like Hawkeye. I think he's okay, but I never thought
it bother me. But I'm not rushing to go see a movie or a TV show that centers around him. But
he's gone. I don't know much about him, but his character seems like the most, like he's like the bottom tier of the characters. Like you're not worried if you fighting him. You're worried if you fighting everybody else, but it's like it's fucking Hawkeye. I like it.
Because he shoots you from afar. You know.
Yeah, that's about it.
And you might be okay.
Yeah. I mean,
that's it.
Whatever his arrows have that have like gas or explosions. I mean,
they got to be in those arrows. You gotta have enough arrows, or I'm whooping your ass.
So the scene where she's at the place in the sky with the guy, and she gets revealed that it's her and not her mom, and she's like antagonizing him, and he's punching her, and she's like laughing and antagonizing him even more. Did you know what she was doing? Because I had no idea. I was like,
I didn't
know. What are you doing?
No.
Katrina knew though. I didn't fucking know.
She guessed it, and I was like, oh, when she said it, I was like, oh, okay, I see what she's doing now. Because I was like, she's doing something, but I can't figure out what it is she's doing.
Because she said, I thought you were gonna do it, but you're not strong enough. I was like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Damn nose.
I know. I was like, damn.
Yeah, because he said if my pheromones will prevent you from hurting me.
Yeah.
So because she could smell him, she couldn't hurt him. So she had to break her nose. She had to sever whatever that was that helped her smell, so that way she can kick his ass. So yeah, I didn't know where she was going with that. I was like, why is she trying to get him to beat her up?
I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
So okay.
I just thought she was doing it because she's a badass, just saying you ain't shit. I can take your punches. I just thought she was doing that.
Trying to get him to hit her harder. But yeah, so that's everything that I wanted to touch on the movie. You guys want to bring up anything? Or
I think Black Widow's coming back.
I could care either way. I mean, it'd be cool.
Oh, you care. You care.
What's that?
I said you care.
I mean, like I said, I like these characters, but sometimes you just gotta let go. All right, you just gotta let their legacy be who they are.
Let Iron Man be
Iron Man go. I don't know. I feel bad because Robert Downey Jr. is not really doing too well without Iron Man, so I kind of want him to come back and have a like after Doctor Who. I was like, nah, bring him back. He needs it.
He's already rich. Okay, but I will say, if they don't bring her back, the sister is like a really good replacement. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to see her with the Arrow guy.
Like once she tries to kill him and then finds out, oh, you're not the reason why my sister's dead.
Yeah, I feel like that's a wasted. I feel like that's a wasted angle on her. Like I'd rather see her in something else.
You mean like not a Marvel film, but like another action?
No. A Marvel film, yeah, but like I said, that her introduction in this movie is like she was like really good, but then you make her chase this guy nobody really gives a fuck about. Like they could have. I don't know what they could have done, but it's like.
But we all know the outcome of it's gonna be. Oh, somebody told me you killed my sister. No, I try to help. Ooh, I've been swindled. Like
yeah, okay, but even if that's not the outcome and she kills him, do we give a fuck? Like do we care if he dies?
Well, I know Lamar doesn't. Josh, do you?
No. There are okay. There are gonna be some fans that might be disappointed, or there's gonna be those fans that like Marvel no matter what they do.
Yeah,
they're gonna be like, "Oh, that was a bold move," and they don't kill him. Well, yeah, that's a cool move because everybody likes. like I said, there's gonna be those Marvel fans that like it no matter what the fuck you do.
Right.
You do something, they'll give you praise for it. You don't do anything at all, they'll give you praise for it. Now, me, I like Marvel, but I like a good movie. Like I'm more, it's movies and then Marvel.
Right.
Like you can't be like, oh, the movie's bullshit, but I like the Marvel characters. It's got to be a good movie, and that's cool that Marvel characters are in there.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I'm not a true Marvel fan. Whatever, but...
I feel like it would have been better to give her own show, like to have her Marvel, but do it. It's like when they showed the preview of Who's the Guy with the Rings, that's Marvel too, right?
Yeah.
Right. Give her one of those after this movie, to where it's her movie. Because it seems like it's going to be that whatever the fuck that guy's name's movie, and she's going to be the fucking woman coming after him.
You know what they need to do? They need to have Black Widow be on Netflix. They should give her a Netflix show to be violent like Daredevil.
No.
And, I mean, you're an assassin. You kill people. That's that's who she is. You know. Yeah. Like, you know, everybody else saves people. They don't just straight up kill people. She's an assassin. You know. But I'll say one more thing about this movie. I do think like the action scenes were really cool, and Black Widow's a tough ass motherfucker because she fell down, hit hell as shit, landed, and still got up. I was like,
hey, no,
super soldiers.
Don't do that, because Vin Diesel does it all the time in a wife beater. I seen him land on the windshield and stand back up and keep fighting.
Oh, did anybody see F9?
Not yet. We're probably gonna go watch it at the drive-ins Friday because I want to.
Okay. I was gonna go on Sunday, and then time got away from me. But okay, so final thoughts on the movie. Ratings. How many stars would you give it? I would give it 4 stars, or I gave it 4 stars, I should say.
Yeah, I gave it 4 stars too.
I give it 4 stars.
It's always you.
Hey, it wasn't 2.5.
Yeah.
Oh, that 2.5 hurt. That one hurt.
Yeah, like, in order for me to give you like 4 or 5 stars, I gotta really, really like the film. You know, I gotta walk out like, man, I enjoyed that film a lot.
So like I said, I always base it off category. Like I put it in its own lane, and then I base it off if you gave me what I wanted. The movie gave me what I wanted. Is I don't know, they're whooping ass. Like, you gave me slight comedy, you whooped ass. What else could I ask for? I'm not as invested as most people, but you gave me what I wanted. Like, even if you say, oh, this doesn't make sense, I wouldn't know it doesn't make sense because I don't like the timeline shit. So, it was still a good movie. It was still a good movie. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good movie, but like, you know, as far as my overall enjoyment of it, it's got to be 3 stars, I'll say. If you know, okay, you know what I did like though? I wish they had more of the family come in earlier, because that's what I liked. I wanted more that too, like more of like this dysfunctional family that was a pretend family, but they still kind of have sort of feelings for each other.
Yeah, they're like, because they're still talking like we're your mom and dad, but it's like you're not. But they're still doing it.
Don't put your elbow on the table. I'm not like that scene. I thought was funny to where it's like, yeah. They're not their real family, but they still hung out like a real family. So,
right.
You know, so that to me, I like certain parts like that. Like, you know, action scenes are cool, but like when you have like, you know, like really chill character moments where everybody's just being human.
And you can see the dynamic between everybody.
Yeah. So I think I also wanted a little bit more of that too, to make me like it a little bit more, to full on really understand this family more and care about them a little bit more. But I knew they were gonna be all right. Every Marvel film, come on now. They're not gonna kill off anybody unless you say they should. That's how
I thought the sister was a goner. I didn't expect Natasha to go and save her in the air.
Yeah. I thought she was dead when she was like, this is really fun, and she blew up the thing. I thought she was dead.
Yeah. Same. I thought that was it for her.
But Josh, who the fuck was the fucking light-skinned British guy?
The one that helped them get the plane?
Yeah, who the fuck was he? Is he an important person?
He was in the friend zone. He was just a friend.
No, not like that. I'm asking if he's a person from the comics. Like, is he known?
I don't know. Like,
Okay.
I said, I didn't even know who the fuck Iron Man was until the movie came out. I mean, I knew Iron Man, but I didn't look it up until that. So he's probably just another character they got from the comic books that not that many people know about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to know who Spider. You don't have to read a Spider-Man comic book to know who Spider-Man is.
Right.
Or Punisher. But this guy, maybe he was just like some random person in the comics. I don't know.
He had like ultimate connections. Like he was getting shit that you probably shouldn't be.
But I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Oh, because he's never been in any other movie. Like, I was like, and it makes sense. She's got connections, so he's probably just some random person.
Oh no, he's not random. He's gonna come back to help her track down the arrow.
I was like, yo, you better be asking for some. I don't know, what you get, money, or as
You get to sleep in her trailer.
You know what he wanted though.
On the couch.
You know what he wanted.
Yeah. Oh, I want money. Yeah, bullshit.
You know what I want?
Right.
Yeah, you know what I want. Bitch, you know what I want.
You know what I want. So I think we talked before about the movies we were going to watch next, and I think we talked about watching that Western, but it's not out yet.
No, we talked about that, and we talked about watching the Hitman's Bodyguard's wife.
We did.
Mm-hmm. We were supposed to watch that, but I didn't know when it's supposed to come out.
It already came out.
It's been out.
I don't think it's in theaters.
Oh, that was one of the movies on the list because it was Tomorrow. It was the Tomorrow War. It was this. It was that, and then it was that Western movie.
I thought we just kind of talked about Hitman's wife's bodyguard, but didn't settle on it.
I thought we did, or maybe I'm tripping.
I don't think it's in theaters anymore. I haven't seen it anywhere.
I think it's still in theaters, but like not a lot. But have you guys heard of this Don Cheadle movie on HBO?
Oh, with Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, it's called No Sudden Move.
I watch anything Don Cheadle though.
Yeah, that one looks like it's pretty good. It's a what do you call it? It says a group of criminals are brought together, blah blah blah. So it's a dark movie.
It's a dark Ocean's 11.
I don't know how many people are in it.
I mean, I think the same guy that made Ocean's 11 did it. So
okay.
I saw like the first 10 minutes of it. Didn't grab my attention too much, but I'll watch it if you guys want to check it out.
What's his name from Black Widow and Stranger Things? The dad.
Oh yeah,
he's in it too. So there's a few people in it, but I'm trying to stick to like new movies that we talk about, and that's the only one I saw that's available.
What about F9? Anybody want to talk about that?
We can talk about that like we're going to talk about Space Jam. Just like
hey man.
Has anybody seen that Notorious PIG clip?
What?
What? Is it in Space Jam?
Yeah, go online. They have a clip of it.
I'm not gonna.
Is it in the movie?
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna watch the movie this weekend.
I'm gonna watch the movie. When does it come out?
Friday.
The 16th. Oh yeah,
this Friday. Right?
Yeah, HBO Max. That's what I'm gonna do. HBO Max.
No, drive-ins. So we're gonna watch it at the drive-ins. We're gonna watch F9, but fuck that. We're gonna watch Space Jam.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch F9 in theaters. I'm not gonna see Space Jam Legacy like it. Oh man,
So do you guys want to do No Sudden Move? Are you guys down with that one? It's on HBO, so it's.
Yeah, just text it to me because when we get off here, I'm gonna be like, she said Don Cheadle. I don't know what the fuck.
Okay, so we can do.
I'm gonna give it 3 stars just to
be an asshole.
No.
Off top, you gonna give it 3 stars?
Yeah.
All right. All 3 of those were for Don Cheadle and Don Cheadle alone.
Yeah. Space Jam Legacy. I'm a predictor.
Oh wait, are we wrapping this up first?
Yeah, so we're gonna do No Sudden Move on HBO Max next. That's gonna be our next one. And Blind Spotting episode 5. So that'll be our next discussion.